Good evening. Thanks for joining us. For Dr. Mekanti Baru, NNPC's 18th Group Managing Director, the operational word is 12. And everything surrounding that word have actually come good regarding the fortunes of the NNPC. It's been about 2.5 years in the saddle, now exploring the big picture for the NNPC, which is business focus, leveraging on transparency and accountability. Let's explore how things are fared with all eyes kept on the focus. Refineries rehabilitation on very much on course, and that's going to fix the lacuna between refining capacity and daily product consumption, even as average petrol price for December 2018 came down to 145.80 naira per litre. We need to break this down in the details. Home Sweet Home is a sing song from NNPC Properties, but you have to own your own. Then it's sweeter. That's all about the details. Thanks for joining us. My name is Aki Agbejule. This is Oil and Gas Forum.
Don't quote anybody out of context. And like I said earlier, we are not saying money is stolen. No money is stolen. We're only trying to clarify the processes of expenditure in line with the various extant laws.
No panic to buy fuel for black market. NNPC go bring fuel for all motorists.
NNPC say them get fuel jabrata for ground. Saboteur. All of una wey dey tiff with fuel and petroleum station wey dey hot smuggle and divert our fuel go neighboring country. Plus people wey dey build small tank and sell fuel pass our government price of 145 naira per litre. Stop am o. Because why? Na big offense now. Na jail straight away. NNPC say our government no increase fuel price. Na still 145 naira per litre. So therefore no buy black market, no do panic buying. Enough fuel dey wey go round. Nigerians, if you see any petrol station where they sell fuel pass our government price of 145 naira per litre, kia report to the nearest security agency when near you or the Department of Petroleum Resources. Na Ndu Ohamado, Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division NNPC, sign this message.
Eyes on the business side of operations with a sense of discernment. That's the vision Dr. Baru had been driving as NNPC's GMD. We shall espouse the larger impact of this on the economy. Refineries are forever close to the industry's heart. Engineer Animal Kraga discusses update on the state of health. 147.50 naira in November 2018 and 145.80 naira in December is a very significant 2 naira difference. We will translate this into details. NNPC's property says look at the property plan and not a 3D model for real estate investment. There's a lot more in the details. These are just the highlights. After his appointment as the 18th Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Dr. Mekanti Baru earnestly declared his mission and vision for the nation's foremost energy company. One of the mission statements he gave as encapsulated in his 12 business focus areas, BUFA, is transparency and accountability, which he reckoned was an essential ingredient in his quest to move the industry forward and jumpstart the nation's economy, which was then in a recession. It was no surprise, therefore, when he reconstituted and inaugurated the NNPC Anti-Corruption Committee in December 2017. Drawing a correlation between the quest for revenue and anti-corruption campaign, the GMD said members of staff must never allow corrupt practices to distract from the great task ahead. Dr. Baru traced NNPC's involvement in the anti-corruption campaign to the year 2000, when the federal government directed all its ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, to establish in-house anti-corruption committees, and NNPC was one of the first to put one in place within a month, precisely in October 2000.
It has investigated cases of corruption that help management in taking actions, including terminations, dismissals, and other sundry measures. NNPC is always ahead on the anti-corruption war.
While thanking the former committee members that served at various times for a job well done, Dr. Barrow urged the new members to surpass the achievements of the past committees in line with the present administration's anti-graft agenda. He emphasized that with the prevailing global economic reality, the only survival strategy at a time like this was to change from old ways of doing business and embrace the best practice of transparency, accountability, and honesty with integrity.
NNPC has zero tolerance and zero exception to corruption in all its ramifications.
Dr. Barrow immediately directed all heads of strategic business units and corporate service units within the NNPC to set up anti-corruption units to work closely with the Corporate Anti-Corruption Committee to ensure a corruption-free NNPC. The NNPC Anti-Corruption Committee is headed by Mr. Mike Bellamy, a Group General Manager in the Finance and Account Directorate and the veteran anti-corruption crusader.
NNPC taught me never to take bad money because bad money will spoil your good money.
Mr. Bellamy pledged the readiness of members of the committee to work in harmony towards achieving a corruption-free NNPC. Apart from the regular monthly publication of its monthly operations reports, it is worthy to note that Dr. Barrow had been steadfast in his commitment to the quest for accountability in NNPC and has demonstrated it on several occasions as attested to during his tour of offices at the NNPC towers recently.
The issue of sensitization is taken very seriously. We're having a better footing now, and then we ensure that at least every staff will be carried along so that we'll be at least operating on the same frequency.
At the office of the chairman, Mr. Mike Bellamy, he restated his commitment to transparency and accountability in the affairs of the National Oil Company. He commended the chairman and members of the committee for creating awareness among the NNPC staff on corruption, which has led to a significant reduction in cases of infraction in the entire corporation.
Being the chairman of the Anti-Corruption Committee, it matters to us because any environment where there is no checks and balances, you are going to find infractions. The fact that you are there and your committee is working, not only is it enlightening us and our staff on what are corrupt practices and the penalties that are involved, you also make sure that any case that comes to your table is dealt with properly and management is advised and we take the appropriate action, most times in line with the advice.
He urged them to ensure fairness in handling any case brought before them, cooperate with relevant government agencies, and to always comply with Freedom of Information Act by providing relevant information to the public whenever the need arises.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has sought effective collaboration with members of the African Union of Transportation and Logistics Organization to halt incidents of cross-border leakages of petroleum products. The corporation said smuggling of petroleum products remained a blight in the nation's fuel supply and distribution metrics. NNPC Group Managing Director Dr. Mekanti Barrow disclosed this while receiving the delegation of the group led by its president, Mr. Mustafa Chaun, at the NNPC Towers. A release by the corporation's Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs, Mr. Ndu Uhamadu, said. Dr. Barrow noted that the collaboration would not only help to stop the ugly menace, but would help rid the West African corridor of all the vices that are associated with the illicit fuel smuggling business.
Particular area that I think you can be of assistance for us is to see that cross-border smuggling of petroleum products are not allowed because it's your own trucks that are being used to take these products across the borders.
Responding, Mr. Chaun, while thanking the NNPC GMD for the warm reception accorded his team, pledged the readiness of members to comply with extant laws and regulations in countries where they operate. He said that the composition of the union members, which encompasses groups from West, Central, East and North Africa,
made it imperative for the union to work with key continental institutions like the NNPC to maximize its strategic role in the region.
Ce partenariat en coopération, ça rentre dans plusieurs niveaux. Surtout, la première des choses, c'est de développer le secteur.
The quest to revamp the nation's refineries and reduce importation to boost domestic supply and distribution of petroleum products in the country is fully on course. NNPC's Chief Operating Officer, COO, Refineries and Petrochemicals, Engineer Anibo Kraga, disclosed this during his appearance as a guest in a Nigerian Television Authority program, Weekend File, in Abuja. The COO said the major problems that affected the refineries were chronic lack of investment over a long period of time and pipeline vandalism, which inhibited crude supply to the plants.
With 445,000 barrels per day of production, the refineries should get about 162 million barrels of crude per year to process. Because of the age of the pipelines and the incessant pipeline vandalism that had been happening, pretty much crude oil supply to the refineries had essentially ground to a halt by like 2015.
He said as part of measures to remedy the situation, the present management of the NNPC embarked on revamp of pipeline and other downstream infrastructure, which has yielded positive results. On the funding arrangements for the refineries, he has this to say.
You need to understand that this was a first-of-a-kind type transaction. It was a finance, rehabilitate, operate, and transfer transaction where the financiers were supposed to provide funding directly to the original refinery builders who were to revamp the refineries within 24 months, and then the financiers would recover their investments from the refined products after rehabilitation.
The COO said the concept of modular condensate refineries was conceived to help meet the shortfall in the refining capacity in relation to daily consumption.
Nigeria earned $640.35 million from the export of crude oil and gas in the month of October 2018. This was disclosed in a press release by the NNPC's Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Ndu Uhamadu, in Abuja. The oil firm said the total export receipt of $640.35 million recorded in October 2018 was higher than the $527.70 million earned in September of the same year, were contained in the corporation's monthly financial report for October 2018. Another high point of the report was the increase in the rate of pipeline vandalism during the period under review. In October 2018, NNPC's pipeline network recorded a 42.9% increase in the incidence of vandalism compared to the previous month during the year. A breakdown of the incidents shows that the corporation recorded 219 pipeline vandalized points in the month under review, compared to 125 incidents it suffered in September of the same year. Mr. Hamadu stated that among the breaches, 4 vandalized pipeline points failed to be welded and 1 point was ruptured. The report stated that Ibadan, Ilorin and Aba Enugu axis recorded the highest cases of vandalism, accounting for 81, that is 40%, and 39, that is 18% vandalized points respectively. It added that in spite of the challenges posed by pipeline vandalism, the NNPC kept an eye on premium motor spirit PMS stock level to ensure zero fuel queues across the nation. In the downstream sector, the report revealed that the Petroleum Products Marketing Company PPMC, a downstream subsidiary of NNPC, posted a receipt of 231.33 billion naira from sales of white products in the month of October 2018, compared with 150.25 billion naira sold in September 2018. To ensure continuous increase of PMS supply and effective distribution across the country, a total of 1.66 billion liters of petrol, translating to 55.50 million liters per day, were supplied for the month under review.
The president of Venezuela, His Excellency Nicolas Maduro, has commended the Secretary General of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, Dr. Sanusi Barkindo, for his effective leadership of the organization. Nicolas Maduro, who gave the commendation when the OPEC scribe paid a courtesy visit to the president in Caracas, the Venezuelan capital, called for the strengthening of cooperation among member countries. Responding, Dr. Barkindo expressed gratitude to President Maduro for his proactive engagement in striving for cohesion in efforts towards sustainable market stability. He said the declaration of cooperation in December 2018 and the resolve to stabilize global oil market was commendable and timely, while also commending their remarkable achievements in recent years. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Properties Limited has unveiled opportunities for staff of the NNPC to tap into the property markets in Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt to own homes. Speaking at a marketing and sales campaign held at the NNPC Towers in conjunction with real estate firms to sensitize staff on prospects of affordable home ownership, NNPC Chief Operating Officer Ventures, Dr. Victor Babatunde Adeniro, said NNPC Properties was committed to promoting productivity and efficiency among staff through provision of affordable homes.
NNPC Properties will not just look for a place to put your head for you, but they are looking for homes for you.
Speaking further on the benefits of the third-party staff housing scheme, Managing Director of NNPC Properties, Mr. Okoma Sokari George, said the company has taken time to review the estate and building plans on offer by the third-party property developers to ensure that they are in compliance with the environmental principle of, quote, live, work, play and learn, unquote.
What we want to do for you in everything, particularly the NNPC project, is to create a live, work and play environment, so that the moment you are in that place, you are complete.
He advised staff to always consider the plan of a property and not its 3D model before buying, as people live in plans and not in 3Ds, stressing that investment in real estate is an asset that can never go out of fashion. The average price per litre for premium motor spirit petrol reduced by minus 15.1% year-on-year and minus 1.1% in December 2018, the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) has said. The Bureau said average price month-on-month reduced to 145 naira 80 kobo in December 2018 compared to 147 naira 50 kobo in November 2018. According to the report, states with the highest average price of premium motor spirit petrol were Taraba, 150 naira 27 kobo, Gombe, 150 naira 20 kobo, and Bayelsa, 150 naira. The Bureau also reported states with the lowest average price of premium motor spirit as Jigawa, 144 naira 21 kobo, Bauchi, 144 naira 20 kobo, and Yobe, 143 naira 33 kobo. Just as recorded in the previous quarter, Taraba State consistently had the highest average price of premium motor spirit petrol. For November, it was 155 naira 46 kobo, and in October, it was 153 naira, while Jigawa was again part of the states that recorded the lowest average price for November, which is 144 naira 21 kobo.
Hello, it's a pleasure to have you join us on the feedback segments of the program. My name is Julia Auta. In a bid to entrench transparency and accountability in the petroleum industry, for nearly 3 years now, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has been publishing its monthly financial and operations report on its website, social media handles, newspapers. This week, we hit the streets to find out how the public are receiving this vital information on the national oil company's operations.
The NNPC monthly financials and operations report have been very useful It gives me most of the information about what the NNPC does, on a monthly basis.
It's good for Nigerians to access anything that belongs to Nigeria, to know the happening, to have updates. From there, I think there's a future for Nigeria.
On my own, I'll be able to know whether the NNPC is moving forward, or it's how the business is going and how the sector is faring. So for me, it's a very useful document.
It's a good step. It's a very nice thing. That's how an organization like NNPC should be doing it at all times, to give the general public information they need to know.
The monthly operational release has helped a lot in telling the story. So you could go through them and, for instance, find out how much crude was produced, how much gas was produced, how profitable were the refineries, how operational, at what level are they operating.
It's also an avenue for other stakeholders in the industry to find useful information, because it cuts across. Once other stakeholders also get hold of this information, and we as newsmen also have a hold of it, it's easy to get whatever kind of feedback that we need.
From all accounts, the NNPC is now being viewed as a transparent organization and will continue to be factual, accountable and competitive in doing its business with integrity in line with global best practices. And that's it on this segment. Please stay with us for the rest of the program. Hello, delighted you could join us once again on this segment of the program. My name is Faith Ayuba. Did you know that the NNPC operations in all petroleum ventures covers the upstream, midstream and downstream sectors of the oil and gas industry? The upstream activities are exploration, oil production, gas production, joint venture activities and crude oil marketing. Did you know that the midstream sector activities are Greenfield Refinery Initiative, refineries and petrochemicals, Nigerian Gas Master Plan, renewable energy, gas and power, and engineering and technology? Did you know that the downstream activities cover retail services, product distribution, investment opportunities, and research and development? Did you also know that NNPC has majority share in the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas Company, NLNG, with 49%, and that other shareholders of the company are Shell with 25.6%, Total with 15%, and Eni with 10.4% share? Now you know. Please don't go away as the rest of the program continues.
Hello and welcome to Global Crude Oil Outlook. Oil prices eased as traders worried about the strength of demand in the United States after its gasoline stockpiles grew last week more than analysts had expected. Brent crude futures slipped 40 cents to $60.92 per barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude futures fell 38 cents to $51.93 per barrel. Concerns over China's economic outlook and possible U.S. tariffs on European cars dragged stocks lower Friday, while an anticlimactic end to the latest chapter in the Brexit saga offered sterling a moment's peace. Libya's oil ports of Es Saida, Zoitina and Hariga reopened Thursday upon an improvement in weather conditions. All Libyan oil and non-oil ports closed Tuesday due to bad weather. Also lurking were worries the U.S. government shutdown was starting to take a toll on its economy. White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett said the shutdown would shave 0.13% off quarterly economic growth for each week it goes on. And that's about the size of Crude Oil Outlook on this edition of the program. My name is Solomon Yopave.
My interaction with the Public Affairs Division through the payment of the scholarship, how they followed up with the school, the communication. It was timely, it was effective, it was efficient, it was professional, and honestly it was top-notch. I really, sincerely, I didn't believe a Nigerian institution was able to operate at this level.
That's been Oil and Gas Forum for this week. We hope you found it very delightsome. Thanks for sharing your Sunday evening with us. Have a jolly good week. Bye.